We found another winner. Can you believe it? We have found another winner. Believe it or not, people, we have found another winner. How is everybody doing today? We have found another winner. Take a look at OWCP, a company in the medical marijuana space, and they just happen to be up 68%. That's right, they're up 68%. Look at the level 2. $1.03 on the bid, $1.04 on the offer. This has come up 68% today. Who couldn't use an extra 68% on their money? Look at this chart. All the way up. That's called winning, people. And that's what we do. We identify the winners every single day in real time for you, the people at home. How come you guys aren't trading? And if you're not winning, then you're not watching. Because all we're doing is bringing you winners every single day. Now, today's show is about trading halts. Man, those trading halts. Anybody that knows me knows I do not like trading halts. Now, there's many different reasons why stocks will be halted. There's many different reasons why stocks will get halted. So the question is, why do they get halted? Why do stocks get halted, people? Does anybody know why stocks get halted? What is the reason why anybody would want to halt a stock? What is the justification for why they are halting stocks here in Canada specifically? Now, a lot of you guys are asking, why do they halt the stock? Do they halt it if they go up? Do they halt it if they go down? Why are stocks being halted in Canada? Well, we're going to get to the bottom of it today. And I talked to you guys about it yesterday. I wanted answers. I wanted to know, why are these stocks being halted? Why are they consistently being halted? And why specifically are the medical marijuana stocks being halted when they're going up 68%? Now, this company is in America, so surprise, surprise, no halt, and up 64% as we speak. But if this company was in Canada, would it be halted? It is the million-dollar question. My answer probably is yes. It would be halted. Now, let me explain to you the difference between Canada and America. In Canada, we are conservative people. We don't want the stocks to go up 64% in a day. Why would we want people to make so much money? We don't want them to make money so fast or so quickly in Canada, so we gotta slow you down. We halt the stock. So yesterday, I wanted some answers. I wanted to know why the heck these stocks were being halted. Believe it or not, I got the evidence now. I know why they're being halted, people. Now remember, if you guys are watching Rich TV Live and you guys are buying my picks, I need you guys to know that we're only doing this for education and entertainment purposes. All these stocks that I bring to your attention every day, I'm bringing them to your attention for education and entertainment purposes, people. Okay? So please, don't buy a stock simply because I'm talking about it on the show. I want you guys to buy the stocks because you love the stocks. I want you guys to make sure you do your due diligence, you do your research, and you love a stock that you buy because you're putting your money into the stocks. All the stocks that we bring to your attention on this show are for education and entertainment purposes. please go home and do your due diligence, people. Do your research. Find out how much money the company's making, how much money they have in the bank. Read up on their financials. And if you don't know what tools to use, don't worry. You can download the Rich TV Live app absolutely free. All you do is go to www.richtvlive.com and you can download our app at Google Play if you have an Android device. And you can download our app at the Apple Store if you have an iPhone device. So don't worry, we have everybody covered. But this is one of the hottest stocks in the universe, and I got more. Take a look at this one. NAK. I love this company. I'm going to let you guys look at it right now. What do you think is going on here, guys? I want to know, what is your opinion on NAK? I absolutely love this company. I think they have huge potential. I think this company is a monster. What do you guys think? Do you think that this company is a monster? Do you think that they have huge potential? What do you think? I love NAK. I know that Tony Brown loves NAK. It's one of his favorites. What do you think, Tony Brown? Are you happy about this move at NAK today? Do you think that this is a winner? Are you going to be eating chicken dinner tonight with NAK exploding up? And why is NAK exploding up, people? Well, I told you guys before, stocks go up for a reason, and they usually go up because of good news, and they usually go down because of bad news. So what is the reason that NAK is going up today? Does anybody know? What could be the reason? What could be the catalyst that is driving this stock up 26%? A Canadian company, guys. NAK, Northern Dynasty Minerals. Why are they up 26%? Does anybody know? What could be the catalyst? What could be the catalyst? What could it be? Does anybody know? My goodness, we're going to have a long day for you guys ahead today. We got so many things going on. The catalyst is the news, people. Thank you, Dan, the IT guy. You are a scholar, my friend. The news. Read the news, guys. NAK just got their property approved. That's right. They got an approval. Thus, you see the spike. All the way up 26%. And I think this could continue. Now be careful, guys. This company's in the middle of a lawsuit. Anything can happen. They went from $1 to over $3. Then news came out that their mine wasn't going to be profitable. Stock tanked. Everybody started suing the company. All of a sudden today, they come up with news that the mine is viable. And what happens? The stock explodes. And I'm pretty sure I told you guys when it was at around $1 that that was the bottom. And this company was too big to fail, and you can expect it to explode. And guess what's happening today, guys? We're up 27%. You cannot go wrong when you invest in good companies. But when you invest in bad companies, you always have a chance to fail, okay? So please, guys, focus on finding good companies, real deals, real companies. NAK falls in that category. I love this deal. Up 26% today. It's a winner. Now, we're talking about trading halts today, people. Now, let's talk about trading halts. Why did 3, not 1, I thought it was 1, but why did 3 medical marijuana companies get halted yesterday? Not 1, not 2, but 3. 3. Why did they get halted yesterday? And why did they kill the momentum in the medical marijuana space? Are they watching our show? Are they trying to kill the momentum? Are they trying to make sure that people aren't going to make so much money? Well, let's read about this nonsense, shall we? This is manipulation at its finest. Thank you, IROC. Well, maybe F you, IROC. How about that? IROC, F you. How about that? Let's talk about it. IROC can suck it, okay? IROC can make decisions to impose a temporary suspension halt. So who is IROC? Are they God? They're playing God with our money. They can make a decision to impose a temporary suspension halt of a trading in a security of a publicly listed company. Trading halts are implemented to ensure a fair, you taking my money ain't fair, and orderly market. IROC is the national self-regulatory organization which oversees all investment dealers and trading activities on debt and equity marketplaces in Canada. Small little old Canada. And our one boat and our igloos. Okay? So this company, IROC, decides that they're going to play God in the medical marijuana space, and they halted Canopy Growth Corp last year when Canopy Growth Corp went from $2 to $17. Symbol of Canopy Growth Corp is TWMJF in America, WEED, the symbol of a century weed, in Canada. They halted it 5 times. That's right, 5 times to make sure they put the brakes on the share price going too high, which once again took money out of my pocket and your pocket. Yeah, you people at home, they're taking money out of your pocket. Now, they could just do this whenever they choose. Isn't that interesting? They could just put on a trading halt anytime they choose. Anytime they feel like putting on a trading halt, they can slap on a trading halt. Man. So which ones did they trade yesterday? Well, IROC decided to halt ACB, ACBFF in America, EMC, EMMBF in America, and they also halted, which one of my favorite stocks in the world, OGI, Organogram, one of the hottest stocks in the universe that I've been talking about every day. And that's why I'm wondering, IROC, are you watching? Because if you're watching, you can suck it. It's true. You can suck it, okay? Because what you're doing, you're not helping anybody. You're screwing all of us from making money because we're buying these stocks. And when you halt these stocks, you kill the momentum. So I don't know who you think you are playing God, but look at what they did. They halted 3 companies yesterday at 9.50. 9.50, you see, they halted 3 companies all at the same time. This is complete manipulation. It's absolutely disgusting. And I don't know why these guys, based out of Vancouver, the city I live in, thinks that they can play God with our money and they can just halt the stock every time they're going up. This is total bullshit, okay? Stop doing this, IROC. You guys can suck it, okay? And because of you guys, I'm going to start buying only American stocks. The only reason why I'm going to continue to buy these stocks is because I love these stocks, but you guys suck, okay? You guys halted Aurora Cannabis, one of the biggest, baddest stocks in the universe yesterday, which was on fire, took the stock down dramatically. You guys halted Emblem Corp, EMC, took the circuit. You decided to cut the circuit breaker, take the stock down at 9.50 as well. Look at this, 9.50.01, they hit the circuit breaker and halt ACB, Aurora Cannabis, at 9.50.01, playing God. And then at 9.50.02, they play God with EMC, Emblem Corp, hit the circuit breaker on that one, once again, playing God. And then at 9.50.08, they decide, you know what? Let's give it 7 seconds before we cut the breaker on one of the hottest bad boys in the universe, Organogram, home of Warren Buffett, home of Trailer Park Boys, one of the hottest stocks in the universe. They cut the circuit breaker on this bad boy at 90.50.08. Sick. Just sick. So, IROC, I am not your fan. And why would anybody want to buy stocks in Canada if every time they go up, you decide to halt it? I mean, seriously? What is wrong with you people? Why don't you guys halt the real estate market in Canada while you're at it? You want to halt the stock market? Why do people buy stocks in the first place? So they can go up. And then what happens here in Canada when they go up? You stop it from going up? Screw you guys, man. Screw you guys. Seriously. You guys are disgusting. Okay? Let me show you what a real country does. Country like America. Okay? A country with some serious balls. Okay? A country that's not afraid to have their people make money. Want to see what they do? If there's a problem with a stock, this is what they do. Look at this bad boy. Can you guys see this? Do you guys see that right there? That's a skull and bones, people. I want you guys right now to pull up IMMG. Right now, guys. Pull it up. I want you guys to take a look at IMMG. I was given this pick by our very own Tony Brown. Tony, you're a scholar, my friend. So Tony comes up to me. He's like, Rich, man, I bought IMMG. What's up, man? This stock got halted. But I'm sitting here thinking, this is an American company, and it got halted. This isn't a Canadian halt because it's going up too fast. This is a halt because of something worse. Now look at this. It says right here, people, suspended. This is not good, people. Now let me read to you why this trading halt occurred. And when you see this skull and bones right here, this is bad news, okay? Skull and bones means bad news. Let's read it. What does skull and bones mean? Promotion. Promotion. Spam without adequate current information. Investigation of fraud or other criminal activities. Suspension halt. A regulatory authority or an exchange has halted or suspended trading for public interest concerns, i.e., not news or earnings halt. So this is falling under the category of suspended. There are many different reasons why companies get halted in America and in Canada. This one is not a good halt. If you've got your money trapped in IMMG like Tony Brown does, you need to try to contact the company immediately. You need to try to find out what is going on. You need to try to get to the bottom of this. This is not a good halt. And this is the type of halt where this company might never, ever, ever trade again. IMMG. And this is what I'm saying, guys. Do your research. Get to know these companies intrinsically, because if you don't know these companies and you just buy their stock, and you're not actually doing the research, and you buy a stock because you heard it on my show, or heard it on someone else's show, or you heard, hey, I heard this new strategy where you should buy the dips. No, don't buy the dips, guys. You will lose your ass. You don't buy dips. You buy good companies because you like those companies. You buy good stocks because you've done the research and you found a company that you love, that you can invest in long term, or if they move, you can invest on them short term. But my strategy is always buy low, sell high, look for good companies, and if they're a good company and I believe in them long term and they're undervalued, underappreciated, and underexposed, that's the type of company I want to invest in long term. So I don't mind positioning myself in those companies. And if they go down, I don't mind buying more because I believe in them long term. And that's what I've been talking about the Fabulous 17. This is not a member of the Fabulous 17. And you guys have to really understand, when there's millions and millions of dollars being raised every single day in the medical marijuana market, and companies are raising $50 million in the medical marijuana marketplace from large institutions, some of the smaller companies are going to try to jump on the bandwagon and take advantage of that momentum. They may not actually be a good company. They may actually not have a license. They may not be growing any marijuana at all. And if they put out a press release substantiating that they are, when they're not, eventually the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC in America, or the BCSC in Canada, the BC Securities and Exchange Commission in Canada, if this company was in Vancouver, for example, they will be able to investigate these companies, and if they determine that the news that they put out there cannot be substantiated, this company will have a trading halt and a suspension for life. That's right. They have a trading halt and a suspension for life. They may never, ever be able to get rid of this skull and bones. Ever. Because if you put out a news release and you cannot justify your news release, or you cannot quantify the amount of money you're trying to say you're going to be able to generate in your news release, you are now putting out fake information to the public. And what will happen is the Securities Exchange Commission in your jurisdiction can halt your security and suspend your stock for life. It's true. Now, I'm not suggesting IMMG is in that much hot water. I hope they're not. I really hope they're not. And I don't know why this is happening. I'm just reading between the lines and trying to educate you guys as to why these things are happening. Because the reality is, these things do happen, and they're going to happen more and more and more as long as this marketplace stays hot with medical marijuana. You're going to see people like IMMG that are going to come in, try to take advantage of the medical marijuana craziness, try to put out some news releases saying that they've got all the great green medical marijuana licenses, and if for whatever reason they don't have one of those licenses, you're going to see they will be in the gray market, which they are now in the gray market, which is like being in purgatory. It's like being in hell, okay? They are in hell for the stock market. So if you bought this stock, and I'm sorry, Tony Brown, that you had to get stuck into this garbage stock, but if you bought this stock, it went up from like 15 cents to over $1 to like $1.60. Well, guess what? They want to know, the Securities and Exchange Commission wants to know why this stock went from 12 cents or 15 cents to $1.60. They got to answer to somebody. In Canada, if the stock is going up too quickly, they just halt it. IROC halts it. In America, you either get shorted or this type of thing happens where you don't have a chance to regroup. You don't have a chance to get your money back. And this is horrible for this company. And if you get a hold of this company and they try to say that they don't care and they're not concerned, that is a 100% lie. They are concerned and they do care. This suspension could be here forever. I hope I'm wrong. I've heard some people say that the suspension could be lifted as soon as April 17th or April 19th. We'll see. But in my experiences, when I see companies get halted, this is the end. This is the beginning of the end of IMMG. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong. But this is my opinion. And this is what we like to do here on Rich TV Live. We like to get to the bottom of what is happening in the deals, so you guys can really understand what is really happening. I know, Tony Brown was talking to me, oh yeah, some guys are talking about buying the dips, but what is a dip? What if you bought the dip on IMMG? That wasn't a dip. You just lost all your money. So buying the dips is not a great strategy. I would prefer you guys date the stocks. Get to know the stocks, watch the stocks, get to know their news, get to know their financials, get to know the management, know these companies intrinsically. Know them inside and out so that when you make an investment, you are 1000% sure that when you press that button to buy those shares, that that's a company that you want and a company that you love. If it's not a company that you want and you're not 100% sure it's a company that you love, don't buy it. And definitely don't buy a stock just because someone like me told you to, or someone like me told you I'm buying a stock, because I win and I lose. I don't win 100% of the time. Now on Rich TV Live, we want to bring you only the winners. Sometimes I'll buy stocks and they will go down, but it doesn't mean that they are not a winner. It just means they're going down. So what I do in that situation, I buy more. I lower my average cost. But I want to watch how many days it goes down in a row. If it goes down one day in a row, how do I know it's not going to go down further the next day, and further the next day, and further the next day? You need to continue to watch these stocks. If they're all the way up and they come all the way down, you need to see when they're building a floor. Once they find a floor and they start to turn around, that's when you position yourself for the next run. Okay? And when you're buying good companies, you shouldn't be so concerned about the price, because good companies will usually go up. Look at Facebook. Look at Google. Look at Amazon. Look at Apple. All of these companies have gone up. Look at Tesla. All of these companies are winners. All of these stocks are winners. Look at Berkshire Hathaway, BRK. Their company, BRK.A, is the symbol of his preferred shares issuance. $247,000 a share, people. Why do you think his company's trading at $247,000 a share? Because Berkshire Hathaway acquired his growth. Berkshire Hathaway has over 30,000 companies that are part of his company. He acquired those companies with shares that he printed. He prints shares, people. When you're a public company, you have shares to print. So you got to be careful when investing into these companies and make sure you're 100% sure you're investing in a good company, because this stock was at $1.12. So a lot of people think $1.12 must be a good company, right? Wrong. 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 Very wrong. Very, 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 very wrong. Attilla, if you're watching, you got to call me. I want to talk about what you're talking about right now live, buddy. We got to talk about it. Let's get on this. Let's get on this. I want to talk about it live, people. We want to identify what is going on, people. What is the reason why these things are happening? We want to talk about it in real time. Why do stocks go up? Why do stocks go down? And which stocks are the hottest stocks in the universe right now today? Attilla, my friend, how are you, buddy?
I'm very good. Yourself?
Well, I'm doing okay, man. I want to get to the bottom of all these trading halts because it's getting a little bit disgusting here in Canada. And I read your text you just messaged me about John Fowler. I think he should be ashamed of himself. Let's talk about it.
Well, I'm a kind of a fan of Supreme, but I recently just sold them in anticipation for tomorrow's big news. And I hope this news reacts in a positive way rather than in a negative way that has shown us in the last couple of days, which is really quite disgusting. I really liked your remarks about IROC. It is truly disgusting what they do. And,
playing God. They're playing God.
Oh, absolutely.
They're playing God. They're playing God with our money. The only reason why we invest is to make money. We don't invest to lose money. And then anytime these stocks go up and we're buying them and we're making money, they decide to just flip the breaker switch? What the F is that? Like, what the F is that? We're putting in real money into stocks. The only reason why we invest in stocks is to win. And then every time we win, they just decide to flip the breaker switch?
I don't know. I don't know what gives them the right to do that.
I find it absolutely disgusting, and it's cost me thousands of dollars. I'm sure it's cost you money. I know it's cost our community money, and it's absolutely disgusting what they're doing. They're taking food off of the table of single moms, single dads, people with families, people with children that are just trying to make a living.
Right. Well, I'm sure the people who represent IROC probably all have investments, all in these stocks and sort of, and I don't know what the purpose of halting them is. I told you before, why don't they just allow the stocks to do what they want to do? People are investing in. That's why the prices are going up. That's why the stock's going up.
Well, in America, that's exactly what they do. That's why shorters exist. In America, okay, so this is why I think it is. In America, shorters exist. In Canada, it's not as easy to short Canadian stocks. So that is one of the reasons why I think IROC exists, because in America, shorters exist, and whenever stocks go up too quickly, they're going to crash down. We see that with BLTO. Look at BLTO today. It's been getting promoted like crazy. It's run up from like 15 cents all the way to like $3 yesterday. And what happened? The shorters got a hold of it today, and it went down 36% now. So do you see what happens in America? In America, they don't do it the way we do. In America, they let them go all the way up so you can make a ton of money. But that's why I say you got to sniper trade, guys. You got to get in, sniper trade, take your money and run, because eventually, when they go all the way up, you cannot chase these stocks. Because when they go all the way up, you got to take your money and run. Sherry, are you happy right now? Sherry, you got out higher than this. I told you to get out, Sherry. And I know you weren't happy yesterday because you saw it go to $3. You thought you got out too soon, but did you get out too soon, Sherry? Look at it now, $1.91. So this is what I'm saying. You got to get in, you got to get out. You got to stick and move in the markets. You cannot hold on to these stocks because these stocks don't give a shit about us. So why would we give a shit about them? When they go down, they don't give us our money back. So why would you guys care about the stocks? You got to treat it like a date. It's just a date.
For sure. And this I sent you a couple of texts there, and that's some pretty big news about OP. What was that symbol I sent you?
OWCP. OWCP.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Now, that's exciting? Isn't that not an American company?
Can you explain the news? Because I did not read the news yet. I just saw it explode, and I decided to bring it to everyone's attention.
You know what? I clicked onto it to try and find a reason as to why it's going up 64%, and lo and behold, I don't see any reason for it to be doing that, and yet it's doing that.
Well, you want to know why? Do you want to know why?
Yeah, there's no rhyme. Maybe we'll get some news later on. I don't know.
No. This is
to the end of the
this is just strictly a dead cat bounce, my friend. It's a dead cat bounce.
Oh, you think that they're pumping it?
I just think it's a dead cat bounce. I think that it went up, it went crashing all the way down, and now it's just going back up again. That's just what this thing does. Look at the chart on this thing. This thing is a roller coaster. This baby is a major roller coaster. It is a roller coaster ride. It goes up and down.
I'd love to be on that ride. Buy low, sell high.
This take a look at the chart. I'm pulling it up right now. The chart on this baby is amazing. But it is not for the faint of heart because it goes up very quickly, it goes down very quickly. Take a look at this. So I'm looking at the chart right now. So as early as January, it was at 39 cents.
Yeah.
Okay?
Incredible.
Then it went all the way up to a high of $2.70 on February 27th.
Yeah, unbelievable. And is it because of the drugs they're making with it? That company is making, or
it's a pharmaceutical company doing medical marijuana, and I just think it's pharmaceutical meeting medical marijuana, and when they collide, you're in two of the hottest industries in the world, and you're seeing the results. So what happened is this went from like the sub pennies all the way to like $2.70. This is one of the hottest stocks in the universe. It went all the way to 270, crashing all the way back down, all the way down to where the shorters took them, down to yesterday a low of 61 cents. So they went from 39 cents all the way up to 270 and then all the way back down to 61. So trust me, people got crushed. People got hurt. And this is why I tell you guys, do not chase the dips. Guys that are telling you to chase the dips are dipshits. They don't know shit about the market. You don't chase the dips, okay? You chase good companies. You invest in good companies. Because if you invest in good companies long term, you will always win. If you chase the dips, you could be chasing the dipshits. And you don't want to be chasing these dipshits. Because this dip went all the way from 270 all the way down to 61 cents. If you chase this dip, you're going to get your ass handed to you. So you don't chase the dips. You watch the stocks. And you watch them all the way down to where they hit a bottom yesterday of 61 cents. And then when you see it turn around and you see it explode, that's when you position yourself. This is a good company. It has huge potential. It's definitely not worth 270 and it's definitely not worth 60 cents. So what's happening is the market makers are trying to determine really what it's worth. They're trying to determine its value. And because they're trying to determine its value and because they're trying to determine what it's worth, you're going to see this roller coaster ride in the marketplace. Now in Canada, IROC doesn't like that. They would just rather put a trading halt in it, and they will halt stocks that are going down too quickly as well. They also halted NAK. When NAK was going down because of news that their company and their mine was going to cost them more to mine it than they could pull out of the ground, what happened in NAK is the stock plummeted from over $3.50 all the way down to $1. Once it got to $1, I came out there and I said, I think this company's going to turn around and you're going to see they're going to start putting out news fighting these accusations. What happened was a trading halt occurred where they didn't want the stock to go under $1. They halted the stock. So they weren't allowing you to go under $1 because IROC doesn't believe it's worth less than $1. Wow. So they will halt a security on the way down and they will halt a security on the way up, literally playing the role of God with these stocks.
I was just gonna use that word, like they're obviously playing God.
They are. They're playing God.
I don't know how do you combat something like that? Can you not take IROC to into litigation for the kind of crap that they do? Can not shareholders sue IROC for the stupidity, for their recklessness? They're not going to call it recklessness. They're going to give it another name.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I think some ways this is good because what they're doing is they're eliminating the situation that happened here in OWCP, where a stock goes up thousands of %, right? And at some point, it's going to come crashing down. So anybody that bought OWCP at $2.70, they're down dramatically right now. So they're stopping this from happening, where stocks are going up, thousands of % from like the pennies all the way to like $2.70, and then they come crashing down all the way to 60 cents, and then they go back up all the way to $1. It's like creating panic in the market, and that's what they're trying to eliminate in Canada. They're trying to eliminate a more regular market, a more orderly market. So what you need to do is you need to treat the stocks more than ever before like you're dating them. And you can have no emotion with these stocks, and you need to buy low and sell high, because more than ever now than before, we now know that when those stocks run, they're going to get halted. So you got to get out soon.
Yeah.
And when they get halted, they're creating a buying opportunity for all of us. Because look at what they did. Let's take a look at all the stocks that got halted. They all got halted yesterday, and what happened? They went all the way down, and what did they do today? Today they're all
some of them made a comeback, but not all of them. The ones that have got halted might have come back today.
ACBFF is back up today. Let's take a look at it. The 3 that got halted. OGRMF. So it created a buying opportunity. OGRMF is back in the green today. So what it did yesterday is they just created a buying opportunity for everybody. EMMBF. EMMBF, Emblem Corp, up 3.9% today. So all they did yesterday was retract all the stocks to create a buying opportunity for everybody today. Now, I wouldn't take the bait because how did we know it was going to go back in the green today? We don't know. You'd have to be a psychic. So I'm not going to take the bait. You need to see these trends over and over before you start to really believe it's a trend. This is something that's relatively new, these trading halts. This is something that I haven't really seen happen on a consistent basis the way they're happening now. They have now halted TWMJF over 5 times. They've halted IPNFF. They've halted DYA, Dynacert. They now halted ACBFF, EMMBF, and OGRMF. I mean, they're halting stocks almost every day now. It's become a joke.
I mean, even in the past, they've halted Supreme Pharmaceuticals. But what I can say about that, it was kind of only a good thing because I think it kind of protected us from allowing that stock to go so high. Because let's face it, look at the shoes that Supreme is in right now. You can say what you want about them, but at the end, they don't have a license to sell cannabis.
Yeah, and because they don't have a license to sell cannabis, they're not one of my favorite producers because they're not a licensed producer.
And I'm going to say something about John Fowler here. I like John Fowler.
Go ahead.
He, I saw something. I got something in my email about Facebook. So I clicked on it, and it was a post somebody made. It was John Fowler in a very nice suit. He looked very nice and dapper. But the comment that was in there was, when you're so sexy, who needs a license?
Yeah, see, that's like saying, when you're this sexy, who needs to be out of jail? Let's just stay in jail forever. I'm sexy. I'm going to stay in jail forever because he's in jail. He doesn't have a license, so he's a criminal.
Well,
he's a criminal.
That way, but
I'll look at it like that. He's a criminal. John Fowler, you're a criminal. You don't have a license. You're operating just like everybody else as a criminal, unlicensed. So you're no different than the Prince of Pot, Mark Emery. You're no different than the Prince of Pot, Mark Emery. You're no different than the Prince of Pot.
Let's be accurate. They do have one license. Their license, the only license they have is one to cultivate, and that's it.
Yeah.
They can't sell it.
So, yeah, you can cultivate it, but you can't sell it. So what does that mean? You don't have a license.
That's good for 2 things. F all and nothing.
Exactly. So it's a bunch of BS. It's smoke and mirrors. They know it. We know it. We'll continue to expose you guys. And if you guys think that you're bigger and better than us, believe me, we will continue to expose you guys. And that's what we're going to do on Rich TV Live because we don't really give a shit because you guys don't give a shit about us. So why would we give a shit about you?
Exactly. That's very true.
You don't give a shit about us.
Let's talk about what, I spoke to you 2 days ago.
Yes.
And we were anticipating all these stocks to kind of increase in value over the next few days up until tomorrow, where we were expecting an actual dramatic increase in all of these stocks. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I mean,
and look what happened. You know what? I saw ICC. We were talking about it. International Cannabis Corp. Man, I like them, right? Anyways, they lost 36% the other day. And here I'm expecting, because of this news, look at all the crap that's going on. This thing with IROC, halting and stuff, and manipulating the stocks, and this is all shit. It's bullshit. So, anyways, I actually, because Supreme, tomorrow I think is going to be a great thing for all the stocks, the marijuana stocks. But I think the people who hold licenses will actually be a greater thing for the people who hold licenses. I think there'll be interest in Supreme tomorrow also, but nowhere near the kind of recognition that these other stocks are going to get, because these other stocks have licenses.
That's right.
And they're making money. They're
That's
selling
right.
marijuana, right? So
Not only does he not have a license, but he hasn't even been received the approval from Health Canada to be able to unlock all of that marijuana that they grew.
no, that's the biggest problem too, right? That's another issue. They're sitting on $2 million worth of stock that is in limbo now because of this other idiotic entity. They're no better than IROC is Health Canada, because they I was going to say something to you a few days ago. You know what? They have the regulations are so strict, and they have so many of them, that I'm shocked that they don't have regulations for the employees in the marijuana industry, for time limits for their bowel movements. So I'm surprised that Health Canada hasn't implemented these times for when the employees can go to the bathroom and relieve their bowels.
That's just
that's how strict. I look at them as being just as strict. It's so ridiculous what they do.
I want to talk about another thing. Were you aware that today 2 companies were removed from the ETF?
No.
Yep.
I did not hear that. No.
Okay, guys. So today, breaking news: 2 companies.
Awesome.
2 companies were removed from the ETF. They are MGWFF. Behind me here, you can see the symbol. This company was removed from the ETF.
The Canadian ETF.
That is correct.
Who is that company? What's the name of that company?
Maple Leaf Green World.
Really?
It was removed from the Canadian ETF because of concerns that because they are an American company, that they are operating their business in America, and there's concerns that HMMJ has that they may never get a license.
Oh, really?
So what do you think could happen with Supreme?
Tell me, what's the other company? I need to know now, because that blows me away.
The other company is not Supreme. It's CNNRF. CNNRF. Canna Royalty Corp, which is at $2, down 2.6% today on the news that they've been removed from the ETF. These 2 companies have both been removed from the ETF because they operate in America, and the ETF has concerns that these companies may never get approval to operate in America. So they've been removed from the ETF. So my concern about Supreme is, are they next to be removed? Because they don't have a license, and they're still waiting on that issue about the nutrients with Health Canada.
Yeah. I sold them, and I bought
So,
international.
are you really that sexy, Supreme? Are you really that sexy? I don't think you're that sexy. In fact, I think you're lucky to even be a part of the Fab 15. I got to change the name now. It's no longer the Fab 17. It's now the Fab 15. But don't you worry. I believe there will be more companies being added to this ETF. Mark my words.
Oh yeah. Later in time for sure. And it was interesting. We talked about the U.S. ETF. I don't think it's on the stock exchange yet, but they do have a list of companies that we were talking about it. They've actually, I think they've actually have applied for their stock on the stock exchange. They're just waiting for the approval.
That's great. That's great.
So it'll be interesting to see. But I'm a little concerned about the American space. All the articles I've read all have kind of pointed in the direction that the Canadian industry is going to be far better than the American industry.
And it's so weird. It's like in Canada, we're so conservative that we halt stocks when they go up too fast. But we're the leaders in marijuana. It doesn't even make any sense. Like, we're conservative with stocks, but we're not conservative with marijuana. We're not conservative with real estate. We got one of the hottest real estate markets in the entire planet. Probably the hottest in the world. And we're not conservative with real estate, but for some reason we want to be conservative with stocks? Come on, Canada.
Yeah.
Get it together.
And we're still getting politicians. I mean, we got that Jeff Sessions guy.
Oh, that guy's a nightmare. That guy needs horns, and he needs to be wearing a devil costume. That guy.
Oh, he's a dinosaur. He might as well be carrying a big club and dragging a woman by the hair behind him. Because he's a caveman. He's nothing but a friggin' caveman.
That guy is just a freak of nature, and he's just beyond stupid. And some of the stuff that he says, comparing marijuana to heroin, I mean, seriously, buddy, go read a freaking book. Go read a book. Go read a book.
The comments he makes about it, you can tell that he's, from the Trump, members. So, he's just as idiotic. Some of the stuff he says is just as idiotic as Trump says, but even more so. And Trump just allows it, I guess. But, we here in Canada, I mean, I just read an article yesterday, Rich, that really bothered me. There's a conservative politician, and I can't remember what her name is, but she made a statement that she's going to try with all of her power to squash the recreational or slow down the recreational implementation here in Canada. I don't think she has that kind of control, but I mean, she might have some kind of control in her province, but I don't know about the rest of Canada. I'm sure she's not going to be able to, disassemble what Trudeau has created here, right? So, but she's made a couple comments that she wants to stop the recreational marijuana here in Canada.
Honestly, anybody that wants to stop the recreational marijuana, guys, just stop. You guys are idiots. Don't you realize what's going on here in Canada? Every single day, they're busting all these grow-ops that are operating illegally. So if you want to clean the streets, if you want to eliminate crime, if you want things to operate and function as a normal country, allow the government to regulate it so you don't have all these non-regulated people that exist. People like the Prince of Pot himself, Mark Emery, which they can't do anything about. They've thrown that guy in jail 50 times. And the guy comes out and he opens up another store. He's become a hero for marijuana enthusiasts.
We got to tip our hats off to that guy, because there's a guy who stands behind what he believes in.
Oh yeah, I mean he's making $500,000 a day. He's got 50 compassion clubs across North America, and every time they shut down a location, he opens up 10 more. You think he gives a shit? He doesn't give a shit. So this is what I mean. Like, if idiot politicians like her try to stop recreational marijuana, then what's going to happen is more guys like him will exist. And as long as guys like him exist, we will have more crime. So our police are out there chasing guys that are doing the exact same thing that the licensed producers are doing. How does that make any sense? We've got one team of guys that are illegal, and we got another team of guys that are legal, and they're both doing the exact same thing. It's like having people selling alcohol illegally. That doesn't exist. Maybe it does on a small scale, but most people just buy their alcohol at the LCBO here in Canada. They don't got to go to the local drug dealer, the local Al Capone to buy their alcohol. So why wouldn't they do the same thing with marijuana? People are smoking it anyways. Wake up, people. Stop being so stupid. Stop being so naive. Actually, leave your homes and realize what's going on in the real world. These people that are politicians don't have a fucking clue what's going on in the real world. They are so stupid and oblivious to what's happening in the real world. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling.
They created their own world in their own mind. They've created their own world, and they live it out the way they see it in their mind. But that's not reality. It's not reality. They don't really know reality.
Do we want our police officers? The people, the boys in blue? Do we want the boys in blue, their job to serve and protect the people? Do we want them out there chasing guys that are illegally selling drugs when there's an entire team of guys that are legally selling drugs too? It doesn't make any sense. Shouldn't they be out there stopping bad guys?
Yeah, and they've given up chasing the average Joe Blow, the black market marijuana guy who nobody knows. They're after these guys now. They're focusing their attention now on these guys who have signs over top of their stores saying that there's some kind of dispensary, so you don't have to go look for them. They advertise right there.
Oh yeah.
What they do? They go in and bust these places, hoping they're not even 100% sure some of these places are acting illegally, but they're going in and busting, creating havoc, stealing, taking their stock out of the store, causing a great big kerfluffle about something that's going to be legal anyways. I mean,
And what do you think they do with all of that marijuana?
Oh, who knows? I mean, it's probably.
You ever thought about that? You ever thought about that? They've been busting grow-ups all over Toronto. I think they busted like 100 of them last week. And what do you think they're gonna do? What do you think they're gonna do with all that marijuana? And what do you think they're gonna do with all the drugs that they've seized? And what do you think they're gonna do with all the cash? What do you think they're gonna do with all the cash that they seized? They're not gonna destroy it. They're gonna sell it, bro.
Well, I guess I don't know.
They're not gonna destroy it. There's millions of dollars they just seized in marijuana. They're gonna pass it over to their buddies, and they're gonna find a way to make some money. They're gonna say, "Hey, licensed producers, here's a freebie."
Yeah. Well, they can't get rid of it all. They gotta have something.
It's a joke.
They have to
it's a
assume
joke.
Responsibility for some of it, right?
It's a huge joke. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I have friends that have licenses, okay? They have licenses to carry up to 2 pounds. Health Canada gives people licenses to carry up to 2 pounds. You can drive it across the country.
Really?
Oh yeah. If you get stopped.
And that's why I hear, there's a great deal of marijuana coming out of BC, coming over here into Ontario and being sold on the black market.
It's legal. It's legal. You're allowed to. If you get licensed by Health Canada, I have a buddy that told me, Rich, I just got a license in Ontario for 2 pounds. He's like, I can drive it to Vancouver, Rich. I'm like, what the hell is going on in this world? So I'm just like, that is crazy. So you can drive around with 2 pounds, but yet you're telling me you want to go and you want to shut down dispensaries? But you're going to give licenses to average people to carry around 2 pounds? Everything is so backwards. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no... It's like one guy's allowed to carry an ounce. The next guy's allowed to carry 2 pounds. How do you determine that?
Right.
One guy's got a broken hand. Next guy's got a hernia. Next guy's got a bad back. Next guy wants to eat a bunch of cookies. Next guy... You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of bullshit. It's all just a bunch of bullshit. Let's be honest. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Just quickly here, Rich. I go to this gymnasium to work out pretty regular every other day. So anyways, I go there, and I'm constantly in contact with these firemen, paramedics, and even RCMP guys who go there to work out. So I talk to them a lot about these kind of, these things that we discuss. Anyways, one of the firemen just finished telling me, over here in Napanee, we have that one marijuana grow operation called Abcan, which is they're licensed to sell. They're going to go public very shortly in the next week or two, probably less than 2 weeks. But I was talking to their CEO, and they expect it to be around April 20th, very close to that date. They don't have a 100%. They don't want to. I'm going to get an alert for it anyways. But when they're going to IPO very shortly. But anyways, I was talking to these firemen, and they tell me they do these inspections in these industrial areas right here in Napanee, and they tell me that they have to be inspected for fire and stuff. Well, these firemen are telling me they go to inspect these small places. You would never even know that they're there. They're operating under about 2,000 square feet. They're marijuana operations. And I don't know how they got around operating over here because they don't have nowhere near the security. These people must be operating under these type of licenses that you were just talking about. These guys who are allowed to have licenses to have at least carry 2 pounds of marijuana. Well, these firemen tell me they inspect these places, and it's not like they're trying to keep it a secret. The firemen have access to these buildings, and they're inspecting them, and these firemen are telling me, oh, they got the full deal going. The lights are going. They got air that's being moved around. And these guys are growing marijuana in these like itty bitty little complexes, and I don't know how they're doing it, but they're legal. And the firemen telling me that these are legal little operations now. I can't.
No, they're not. They're not legal. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They are not legal. Okay. So let me explain this to you. Okay, I want to make this very clear. All these guys that hear me out. All these guys that have these licenses, they are operating illegally. Okay, let me explain to you. I could go and apply through Health Canada to get a license, and they can give me the ability to say, hey, you know what? You can grow 2 pounds. You can have 2 pounds for yourself, but I'm not allowed to sell that to anybody else. I'm not allowed to distribute it to anybody else. I'm not allowed to give it to anybody else. That is illegal. So you're only allowed to grow it for yourself. You're only allowed to consume it for yourself. So what these guys do is they go, oh, I got a license from Health Canada. They show it to their landlord. Look, I got a license from Health Canada. I can grow. And the landlord says, hell yeah, we're going to charge you triple. And the guy says, because it's going to damage my property. I'm going to have mold. I'm going to have growing issues. I'm going to have water damage. And then the guy says, okay, no problem. I'll pay you triple. I don't give a shit. I'm making 30 grand a month. So what does he do? He puts a grow up in there. That's not legal, people. That is fully illegal. Just because you have a license to have 2 pounds or have 6 plants doesn't give you the ability to grow a massive operation. And what everybody does that has these little licenses, they say, look, I got a license. And they use it as their Band-Aid protection. So if they ever get broken into, they're going to show their police officers their little bullshit licenses. And the police are going to go and count all their freaking plants and say, hold on a second. You got a license to grow 6 plants. There's 100 plants in here, buddy. You're going to jail.
Right.
That's the way it works. It's happening every single day. You give a guy an inch, they take a mile. That's a perfect example of it. That's exactly what happens. You give them an inch, they take a mile.
Though, the firemen are telling me this, and they're inspecting these places, and I'm shocked that that they haven't even, alerted either the authorities or somebody that they're doing this. But he claims that they're operating legally. I guess what they're doing is, like you say, they're giving them they're allowing them to grow 2 pounds, but where those 2 pounds are going is supposed to be for their own personal use. Yet it's probably being sold out the back door. So they're making really good money off of small little operation that takes little maintenance.
Absolutely.
So, what do you think? We were talking about this on Monday when it was announced that on Thursday, tomorrow, that the legislation will be laid out and it will be announced. And I just assumed, even before the Thursday, that these marijuana stocks were going to climb gradually every day up until the Thursday. And I kind of expected to see a kind of, an explosion of stock increase on that Thursday. But here, it did the exact opposite of what I believed it was going to do.
Well, the only reason why is because of the halt. If the trading halt never occurred with 3 of these companies, I would fully anticipate that these stocks would be still going psychedelic.
Well, if you pull up ICC, and you'll see how much they lost the other day. The other day they lost 36%. I bought them at the low. I bought them today. And they've increased a little bit since I bought them. But in anticipation for tomorrow, because to tell you the truth, I believe that ICC has more opportunity to go up than Supreme will tomorrow.
I
So
I expect all of them to go up tomorrow. I think this halt was to slow them down in anticipation of a huge explosion tomorrow and on 420 and everything in between. All these stocks had
yeah,
tons of fire. They just lost the momentum because of the halt. The halt killed them. They literally
yeah,
killed them.
but I think Supreme. I think in the future it's going to be well worth investing in Supreme. Absolutely, I believe that Supreme will have its time. It just made a major mistake doing what it did, and I'll tell you, it screwed me up big time. I was anticipating Supreme to get their license, and although I spoke to John Fowler, no one's really taken the blame for this. The way he's looking at it is, no, he's not assigning blame to anybody, and he's kind of suggesting the future. Well, I can't, words, actions speak louder than words. You don't have a license, and you can't sell your stock on just a premise. We don't know when you're ever going to get that license. Now it's all up in the air. We have no clue.
He is in jail. He's full of shit. He's in jail. I will call you out, Mr. Fowler. You are in jail. You do not have a license. You don't got jack shit. You know it. I know it. You're going to get dropped from the ETF. I'm going to call it right now. If you don't get that license, you're getting your ass dropped from the ETF. And the only reason why your stock is going up is because you're part of the ETF. It's the only reason.
Right.
They're not even making money. They're not even making money.
That stock.
What money are they making? They can't make money. They have no license. The shit that they've grown was grown with the wrong nutrients. So
I think the only thing that's keeping them alive right now is the $60 million that they raised several months ago, right? And that's the only thing probably that's keeping them alive. They're paying a wage to people growing marijuana that they can't even sell.
it's a
If
joke.
you're not making money, how are you paying those people? It's got to come from somewhere. You haven't made any money. Where's it coming from? It's coming from the money you raised 3-4 months ago.
Well, I mean but that's not money raised. That's just debt. They're just taking on debt.
Well, pretty much. They put their money into growing out their 340,000 square foot facility and getting it ready for for full operation. So they're growing. I thought they would have grew that operation out, in increments as they graduate from license to license. As they give them more space to grow into. Because that's the other thing about the market, that, again, Health Canada is regulating how much everyone can grow and in how much space, so, and then you have to operate within those perimeters for a period of time until they're satisfied, and then you upgrade a license and they give you allowed to grow into more space to increase your yield. So, but, and the reason, I bought in, we were talking about ICC the other day, and, you kind of suggested you really liked it. Look what we talked about, that Uruguay, right?
Yeah. You were the first one to break it. I love that. You broke that first.
They're going to be a leader in the CBD market.
I just like the fact that they're in a whole new country. I mean, they have a whole country to work with. I just think that gives them huge potential. I mean, they're not competing with all these other licensed producers like in Canada the way they are. They are the only one there. So I think from that perspective, it's a huge winner.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to what happens with it tomorrow because you know what? I saw it. Did you bring up the chart, ICC? Because I looked at it and it dropped 36%. I think it was, I can't remember exactly, but dramatically.
They're up today. They're up today 7%.
Yeah, well, I bought them this morning at the low, right? And it's been slowly just moving up a little bit. Like Supreme is where it was as it was yesterday. It's at $1.75. It hasn't moved. It's gone down a little, but it's back up to where it was yesterday. So it hasn't really increased. I suspect that, yes, they're going to get some attention tomorrow, but I think other marijuana companies are going to get even more attention.
I think they're all going to get attention, To be honest
Well,
with you.
yeah, this is what I said. You know, I believe they're all going to get attention, but I think the ones who have licenses are going to have more attention. You know, they'll be attracted more. Tell me, you want to buy Supreme? They don't have a license. Go buy Supreme, Rich. Right? Yeah, go buy Supreme tomorrow or today. You know, I don't think you will.
No.
You're a smart guy.
No.
You'll wait till they got a license before you'll invest in them, and I'm pretty sure about that.
Of course, absolutely.
So why invest in a company? Here, invest in us. We don't have a license, but invest in us.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Of course not.
The future. Keep dangling the future carrot, right?
Oh, it's BS, man. It's BS.
Yeah.
I know it. Everybody knows it. It's total nonsense. I don't believe anything these guys have to say. Honestly, believe nothing these guys have to say.
A nice kind of a dig at John Fowler there, where they show him in a suit. You know, he's looking pretty dapper, but you know, the comment is, yeah, I might look sexy, but what does it say? It says, yeah, I'm sexy, but who needs a license?
That's
when you're
total.
Sexy, who needs a license?
Everybody needs a license. If you don't have a license, then you're illegal. If you don't have a license, then you're a drug dealer. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You're either licensed. You're either licensed.
He's not dealing yet because he doesn't have a license.
Well, exactly. Or maybe he is, and we just don't know about it.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to say, man. You're either licensed or you are a dealer, my friend. Because if you don't have a license, you are not working with Health Canada. And that's why I think they're part of this ETF, because I'm assuming that Health Canada is going to give them their license. But you never know, especially with these issues with the nutrients. There's a very big likelihood that maybe they never get licensed.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
it's possible.
Every one of these stocks are going to do something tomorrow, but I'm just going to say that Supreme, if you did it on a percentage, it'd be very interesting. It'd be an interesting project for you riches. Figure out who did the best tomorrow. Who's going to capitalize on that the most?
Oh, I mean, we can figure that out real quick.
Is it going to be Canopy? Is it going to be Aurora? You know? Who's it gonna be, right?
We're gonna be able to find that out real quick. We're gonna be able to determine that. We're watching all the stocks every single day. Nobody's watching the Fabulous 15 as closely as we are. We watch it like hawks. We're on it every day. And not just the Fabulous 15, but all the stocks in the marketplace. I believe that our community is on top of everything. We talk about everything that's happening in the market every single day that's important, that's valuable in real time. And even right now, on Facebook, I have someone asking me about a company I've never heard of, which apparently is going to be another licensed producer that might be IPOing. I think the company name is Tilray. So if anybody knows anything about Tilray, please let me know, because apparently they're another licensed producer that's getting licensed.
I know that name well, but you know what? I wasn't sure if they were a licensed producer yet. They might have been private, just like that... the Quebec one that just IPO'd a little while ago. We talked Hydropothecary. That Hydropothecary, I was watching them for over a year, and they were a private company, and they finally IPO'd, right?
Well, what was their symbol?
And there's that other one I was telling you about in Prince Edward Island, right? The only one in Prince Edward Island. And Hydropothecary, what are they? They're like, the symbol for them is THC. I can't remember the last symbol. THC something.
Okay.
But yeah, there's another one. There's another THCZ, I think it is.
THCZ. I don't know that one.
THC.
Nope.
I might be wrong about the last symbol. Does it not give you a choice there when you enter the three?
It's not THC. It's not THCBF, is it?
It could be.
THC Biomed International. THCBF at 57 cents.
Out of Quebec. It's the only one in Quebec.
Okay, we'll figure it out. We're trying to watch all of them. If there's any stocks that we don't know about, or you guys have heard of and you want us to look into, or you guys really like it, please let us know. We're always watching stocks every single day, always trying to position ourselves in the best companies, the best stocks. Right now, we love medical marijuana because it's super hot, but honestly, we'll buy anything that can make us money.
Well, that's what I like about your show is, talk about the stocks that are winning, and we do a lot of winning. But what I really like is the fact that you talk about the losers, like the one today that got halted on that news.
Yeah, because I think it's important because it was brought to me by one of my subscribers, Tony, who actually lost money in the stock. So to me, that's extremely valuable, be able to share that information with people in real time. So anybody that's in on IMMG, they can have a strategy as how they're going to start to proceed with that stock. Because once you get halted and you got a skull and bones on you, you're in hell. You're in hell.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to get out of there.
See, and I remember we were talking about that New Strike Resources, which is an upcoming. They bought this marijuana. New Strike used to be a resource company in the minerals, and they ended up changing their business plan, and now they bought a marijuana. They have this marijuana company, and we were talking about it. They were in Brantford. They bought this company in Brantford, and they don't have a license to sell yet, but they have their license to grow. And this New Strike Resources, when I was looking at them, and I heard about them buying this marijuana company, their shares are 14.5 cents, 14.5. And the Canadian symbol, I just know it as NS, but it's New Strike Resources, and they're halted.
Wow.
And they're halted simply because of the name change. There's several reasons why a company gets halted, because they've just changed their business plan, and they're now instead of mining money out of the ground, they're going to be mining money that grows out of the ground, which is like we talked about it. It's a lot cheaper and a little more sustainable to be able to mine marijuana, because it's pretty tough to mine the metals and just hope you strike it rich, right?
Of course.
But with marijuana, you're growing that product, and it's going to be, they're saying it's more valuable than gold.
Of course it is. I mean, gold, like you said, you got to spend so much money to drill, to get into the ground, to pull the gold out. It costs a fortune to be a mining company, and most of these companies never make it. Whereas with marijuana, it's going to cost you a few $1,000s, depending on the start of your size of your startup and grow up. I mean, Aurora Cannabis, obviously, they've got a 1 million square foot facility. They've got a state-of-the-art, multi-million-dollar facility, so it's costing them more. But for a small investment, you can start making money.
Yeah, for sure. And this New Strike Resources, Rich, I mean, I encourage anyone to get their newsletter. Go on to New Strike Resources on their site and get their newsletter, because they're going to be alerting me as to when they intend on not being halted any longer and will officially be allowed to do business in the marijuana industry. And again, that stock was 14.5 cents. Now, I suspect it's going to be immediately worth more than that once the halt is over.
Sir, what's the symbol for that one that you're talking about?
It was NS.
NS.
And I usually just, NS.
NS. All right. NS. Let me write that down. Add that to my notes here. We'll add it to the watch list.
But yeah, if you're not getting it on, I had to actually Google the actual company's name, New Strike Resources, and that's how I got the information that they had got into the marijuana industry, and that their symbol is actually halted now. They're probably going to have a new symbol once they're allowed to start trading again, because they've made this business change, right?
Yep.
So I suspect they're going to have a new symbol when they start trading again, but that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for these guys. There'll be one company there's so many that are up and coming, There's so many, how many people have applied for marijuana licenses through
Of course.
Canada?
Everybody and their sister. You just go to Health Canada's website and you apply. So everybody and their sister is going to apply. I've been hearing tons of people. Oh, tons of people are getting licenses, though. Like thousands and thousands of people are getting licenses. Thousands.
Yeah. And so they'll be bought up later on. They'll be bought up, by acquisition. And that's probably what's going to happen later on in this marijuana space. There'll be so many companies that the way these guys are going to get ahead is by through acquisition, just like Canopy Growth. But at the same time, look what happened. Look what's happening. Did you hear something about Canopy Growth? Did you hear about this Bruce Litton selling 3 million shares?
3.5 million dollars worth of shares.
You knew it, right?
Oh yeah. And that's why I've been getting sour on Canopy Growth Corp, because I believe that they're getting frustrated about these trading halts. They've had 5 of them. 5 trading halts, which is just disgusting. So I believe that they're tired of the trading halts, and due to the trading halts, they just said, forget it, we're just going to make money. And that's what they're focused on now.
So what was it? They sold 3.5 million or $3.5 million?
He sold 3.5
million shares.
I believe it was $3.5 million worth of shares.
Okay.
Or it was 3.5 million shares, which at $10 is like $35 million. So I'm assuming it's $3.5 million. Yeah. So he's selling. As a CEO, you have your shares locked up for a period of time, and then after a whole period, you're allowed to actually go and sell your shares, and you're allowed to sell under the dribble rule a certain percentage. In America, you're only allowed to sell 1% of your issued and outstanding every 90 days. So I'm not familiar what exactly the rule is in Canada. I'll have to look into that. I know more about the American rules than I do about the Canadian rules, which is funny. But in America, I know that you can only sell 1% of your issued and outstanding every 90 days. It may be similar in Canada, but I'm assuming that that's what he's doing, is he had some shares that were locked up. They became free trading, and he decided, we've got a very liquid market. I could sell my $3.5 million worth of stock probably in a couple of days, and it wouldn't make a difference in the market. So that's probably what he did, and it's just a way for them to raise capital.
Right. Well, I'm sick of, this IROC thing, it's so freaking pathetic. I am so pissed with these people who are manipulating the money that we're trying to make. I mean, is it not fair? I mean, I invested my money, and here I have this fucking entity who's preventing me from capitalizing on what the shares are doing. They're stopping them from rising. And
I find it criminal. I find it criminal. I personally find it criminal.
And that's why I told you before, I'm just waiting to max out my my tax-free savings account. I'm waiting to max that out, and then from there on, I'm going into the American stocks, because this is fucking bullshit with IROC.
Oh, I agree. I find it disgusting. It's taking money out of my pocket. It's taking money out of your pocket. Anybody who's buying Canadian stocks right now,
it's affected me already.
Of course it has. Anybody who's buying Canadian stocks is getting hurt by IROC. It's absolutely disgusting. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Have enough balls to look me in the eye and do it,
Yeah, I know. And it's disgusting. They do it. They hurt us all. And, they try to sit there and say that they're trying to create a fair and orderly market. It's absolutely disgusting. You guys are playing God. You guys are pretty much the devil. And just the devil in sheep's clothing, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, my friend. Well, we got 15 minutes till market closes. We've been on the air for an hour and 23 minutes. What else is going on? Anything else on your mind? We got market close in 15 minutes. We're looking at all the hot stocks right now. Stocks are on fire. We got CNTF up 43%. We got ADPT up 106%. We got NAK up 31%. We got OWCP up 71%. We got MPAY, MyPay, Mobilize Corp, up 100% on small volume today. Is there anything else that we're missing, people? What's going on?
Did you talk about OWCP today?
Yes, I did. OWCP. I led with that today. It's been one of the hottest stocks. If you look at the chart, it's been absolutely on fire. When medical marijuana and pharmaceuticals collide, you create OWCP. A 71% gain today, a stock that's gone up from the underworld all the way up to $2.70 in February 27th. Yesterday went down to 61 cents from 270 all the way to 61 cents, and today bouncing back 72%. 9 million shares traded at $1. $9 million going through the stock today, up at $1.04 today, 72% up. That is huge profit for you guys if you're investing. Are you looking for winners? If you're watching Rich TV Live, you must be winning. Go ahead, my friend.
Is that the Israeli company?
Israeli company.
That OWCP, is that the Israeli pharmaceutical company?
That, you know what? That's the first I've heard of that being an Israeli company.
No, I'm asking you. I wasn't 100% sure.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you know, there's so many companies. I don't know everything about every company. But this is...
You know what? I've looked at so many of them. I get confused about some of these companies because some of them I no longer kind of pay so much attention to. You know, I pay attention to the ones that are making news.
Oh, buddy, you are a scholar, my friend. You are 100% correct. They are in Tikva, Petach, Israel. Look at this.
You know that they're Israel is the most important place that has done research on marijuana. They've been researching marijuana for over 25 years over there. They know more about marijuana than anyone that you could shake a stick at here in Canada or the USA. Okay? Guaranteed that these people know more about marijuana than any other company.
Wow. So read this. OWC Pharmaceutical Research Corp engaged in the business through its wholly owned Israeli subsidiary called One World Cannabis Limited, OWC, of conducting medical research and clinical trials, like you mentioned, in full compliance with all international regulatory protocols for the development and improvement of strains of non-psychoactive medical cannabis specifically designed for the treatment of several medical conditions, under the direction of Mr. Yehuda Baruch, our Director of Research and Regulatory Affairs. The company has identified and prioritized several conditions that it believes will respond positively to cannabis-based therapies using specific dosages administered through soluble pills taken orally. Our initial focus will include PTSD, multiple myeloma, and topical treatment of burns. Our business plan includes entering into collaborative ventures with major medical centers and highly regulated researchers in Israel and potentially other countries with the goal of developing novel therapeutic methods for the treatment of serious medical conditions with cannabis-based therapies. Through our collaboration agreements, we are conducting preclinical investigations and randomized placebo-controlled trials of cannabis-based compounds and develop unique condition-specific products. Wow. These guys aren't joking.
Remember I told you
These guys aren't joking in Israel.
That recreational space is going to be an awesome thing, but I'll tell you, all my research with marijuana industry, they say that the real money eventually, and these are some of the top people that I've seen on BNN talk about the medicinal marijuana. They say that eventually that will be where the real big money comes in, and they mentioned that company in Israel before, and they are the leading people with as far as research when it comes to the marijuana. And I'll tell you, it's great that they went down like that. I wish I would have known they were that low, because I would have bought them up like, lickety split, because I know that company is going to make some major strides later on. Major strides later. I'm going to keep watching that company for a long time.
Well, I think that, it's a good company to watch. It definitely has lots of potential, and we don't just want to watch them, we want to buy them.
Yeah. I would love to have bought that today. Look at it now. Right?
I know, right? It would have been a good one to buy yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
76% today at $1.07. I put this alert in our room when it was at 97 cents. It's up 10% since that alert, guys. And I told you guys it was a full alert because it was on fire. It had tons of momentum. And that's what I'm talking about. Looking for momentum trades and looking to sniper and be a sniper and be a ninja and be able to take advantage and capitalize of these types of movements. Because look at this. This is literally a straight arrow up. That's absolutely incredible. Look at the movement, guys. Right up.
I don't know if you've done this, Rich, but there's a lot of these companies where you can look up their names, right? Or we already know most of their names. And to tell you the truth, you can go on YouTube and you can enter into the search bar the name of these companies, and they'll show you videos of their operation and stuff. I saw a video of that OWCP's operation in Israel already. They got the top people working with marijuana out there. I'll tell you, they've developed some of the top strains in the world.
Wow, we're up to, as we speak, guys, look at this. The bid is at 109. The offer is at the same price as the bid. You don't see this very often. So there's a bid at 109 and there's an offer at 109. Look at what happened here. The bid just popped up at 108. The offer's still at 109. So there's some aggressive sellers sitting here at 109. I don't believe they only have 200 shares. They're showing as 100 shares each. I believe they have a much bigger. And what they're doing is it's called iceberging their trade, where it's making it look like they only have 100 shares, but they probably have a lot of shares there. That's why you're seeing they're not being able to get knocked out. Even though these guys are trying to knock them out, they're constantly selling here, as you can see with the trades. Look at the trades. All these trades. 200 shares at 109. 300 shares at 109. 1,400 shares at 109. Now 1,000 shares at 109, and there's still more guys at 109. See that? This is what I'm talking about, guys. Learning to understand the game within the game. Learning to understand what's really happening in level 2. There's people here selling with more than what they're showing. It's called iceberging your trade. So you could have a million shares.
How did you get those stats? How are you being able to watch how many shares are being sold and bought?
It's on level 2. I'm showing it right on my screen right now. It's on level 2. So if you see Investors Hub and you see the level 2, I'm showing you guys the trades as they happen. They're coming in, showing how many people are buying. So 4,000 shares just went at 109. 200 shares at 109. 100 shares at 109. 1,100 shares at 108. 300 shares at 108. Another 10,000.
That's a nice tool to have.
Of course it is. These are the tools of the gods. These are the tools that I use to day trade, guys. And these are the tools that you need to have if you guys want to be serious at learning how to make money trading stocks. I'm going to be able to identify winners every day. That's what we do here in Rich TV Live. But if you have these tools, you give yourself a better understanding of which way the market is going. You can see the buying pressure and the selling pressure and the trades happening in real time. And it gives you a better indication with the chart and everything that's happening in front of you of all the tools that you have of the gods to give you a better chance of succeeding at trading in the market.
For sure, I learned a lot just since I started viewing your program, Rich, and now I talk to you all the time on your program. So you teach us a lot of things. So I love your program, man.
Well, you know what? I love having you on the program. You're a fountain of knowledge. I learn as much from you as I'm sure you learn from me, and vice versa. We're a people helping people community. We're focused, and our major goal in this community is finding winners, teaching and educating people so that they can learn how to have the tools to be successful, so that they can get good at trading. And once they get good at trading, they can turn that money into freedom for themselves. Because I'll be quite honest with you, I have more freedom than anybody I know. I don't have a boss. I wake up and I do videos. It's pretty cool. And I travel whenever I feel like it. The only reason why I don't have freedom has nothing to do with me and my work schedule. It simply has to do with the fact that I'm a single father that has access and has my children 3 to 5 days a week. So because of that, I can't travel as much as I would like. But as far as freedom from work and freedom of having a boss and freedom of being able to do what I want to do and when I want to do it, real estate and the stock market have provided me with freedom. And stock market specifically gives me that day-to-day freedom that I crave And I know the average person out there is craving and looking for themselves as well. And that's what I love about the stock market is it can create freedom for us. But I don't love IROC and the trading halts because they're killing our ability to create freedom, because every time stocks go up now and they go up dramatically, IROC just halts the stock and they kill our ability to make money, which I don't like.
Well, you're absolutely right there. I don't like at all what they do. So I'm pretty pissed with IROC.
Look at this, guys. We're hitting 110. OWCP is up 78%. This is live on Facebook and YouTube. You guys are seeing these trades happening live. The market's about to close. We got 4 minutes left in the market, and this is exploding up right now as we speak. It's now hitting 110. Trades are happening at 110. I don't know if you guys can see. It's pretty amazing on my screen. All these trades are coming in at 110 right now. This is to show you momentum. The big Mo people, we love it. We're now hitting 111. We're hitting 112, people, live on YouTube while we speak. We just hit 111 by 112. We are now up. Look at this. We're up 82%. I brought this to you guys in the chat room on the app when we were up 64%. We are now up 81%. If you were able to take advantage of this momentum, you would have been able to make 18% within the day. Within the day. That's what I'm talking about, making momentum trades, guys. Making momentum trades, taking advantage of momentum, being a sniper, seeing that this is a straight arrow up and the momentum's going up, going in there, sniper trading the stock, getting in at when it was at 96 cents or 95 cents or 94 cents, and being able to exit right now at 111, 112, and make your nice little sniper trade. You could have made a nice little sniper trade today while the show was happening. That's the beauty of our show and the power of live streaming. We were talking about this while it was going up, and since we've been on the show, this has skyrocketed and gone up. And let's talk about another stock that's up. Let's talk about NAK. NAK is up 30% today. And I've been talking about this stock since it was at $1. And it's now up to $1.80, guys. Our very own Tony Brown is up on this stock. I think he got in at $1.30. Congratulations, Tony Brown. You're a big winner today. And you know what I told Tony Brown today? What do you think I told Tony Brown today when he was up today, Attilla?
I'm sorry, I lost track there of what you were saying here.
I said NAK is up 30% today. And I told, what do you think was my advice to him today when it was up 30% today? What do you think I said to him? Sell. Now, why would I tell him to sell? Because I buy on rumors and sell on news. So when you see stocks go up big today because they had some big news and they're up 30%, this is the day to sell. There's no guarantee it's going to go back up tomorrow. Some news might come out that's negative tomorrow and drive the stock right back down. So I like to buy on rumors, sell on news. When I see stocks up 30%, I take my 30% and run. I'm not telling you to buy and sell, Tony. I'm just giving you advice based on my system, on my strategy, the rich system that I've created for myself that's created freedom for me, and it allowed me to become independently wealthy at a very young age. To be honest with you guys, I've never really worked a real job. I don't even know what it is to work a real job, and I can't work for anybody else, and I never will. And I have a combination of stocks and real estate that give me that comfort and give me that builds me that equity for myself, which is allowing me to become independently wealthy. And the Fabulous 17, I've got a radar right on the Fabulous 17. I'm focused on those Fabulous 17, which now is the Fabulous 15 today because they eliminated two of the companies. I'm going to tell you guys again who they are. MGW. MGWFF is no longer part of the ETF, HMMJ. And CRZ in Canada, CNNRF is no longer part of the HMMJ ETF because they believe, the ETF believes, that these companies are going to have issues being regulated and getting licensed in America. So this is huge news. These two deals have left the ETF, but it has not affected the ETF. As we speak, the ETF is going up. Let's take a look. So how does that make sense that two companies leave the ETF, Attilla, and the stock is up today? Explain it.
It's almost up 1%.
How do you go up 1% when you just discarded 2 of your companies?
Somebody has faith in them.
Well, I'm going to tell you the answer. Did you know that their market cap has grown? I'm going to keep it on this. HMMJ's market cap has grown from a 10 million market cap a week ago. Do you know what their market cap is today?
No.
HMMJ's market cap has grown from 10 million a week ago to $88 million in 1 week.
Wow, that's huge.
HMMJ has gone from a 10 million market cap to an 88 million market cap in 1 week.
So, the big question is, what do you think about tomorrow?
I honestly think if these stocks were not halted yesterday, these stocks would already be up huge in anticipation of tomorrow and in anticipation of 420, which is a week away from tomorrow.
Do you think that we're gonna have? You think that 420 is gonna have really much impact on the stocks since everything is gonna be announced tomorrow?
I think it will. I think it's going to have a huge impact on the stocks. The only reason why it will not have a huge impact on the stocks is if there's another halt, which is very possible. We've been seeing these halts happening consistently. So it's very likely it could happen again. If for some reason IROC feels like they want to halt the stocks because they're going up too quickly, they're just going to halt the stocks. They halted Canopy Growth Corp, Weed in Canada, TWMJF in America. They halted it 5 times. 5 freaking times. If that's not criminal, I don't know what is.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Attila. Well, thank you for joining us today, my friend. We've carried you all the way to market close. The market is now officially closed. If there's any deals that are up after hours, what I want to do is I want to take this time, guys, that are watching in our community and find me any deals that are on fire up after hours that we can talk about and bring to our community watching at home on YouTube, the greatest streaming platform in the universe, and on Facebook. You're not far behind. And what we want to do is we want to be able to bring these after hours winners in real time because we're the only platform on the planet doing this, guys. So if there's anything out there that I need to talk about that after hours is starting to explode, please let us know right now live, and we will bring it to you guys live. That's right. We'll bring it to you guys live and in real time. That's what we do. So, Attila, if there's anything you see, buddy, please text me. And other than that, have yourself a great day. Thank you for joining the show today. We always love your insight. And thank you for watching, and we look forward to speaking to you soon, my friend.
Okay. Likewise, Rich. I'll talk to you later, and who knows, maybe even tomorrow could be a big day.
Yeah, you know what? If you're around tomorrow, I'd love to talk to you tomorrow. Let's talk about it. It'll be historic.
Okay, well, see what I can do.
Okay, my friend. Have a great day, and you continue to win, my friend.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Cheers. All right, guys, that was Attila. He is a beast. He is always watching. Who's watching? Who exactly is watching? Because if you're watching, you're winning. Now, those are some evil streets out there, people. Be careful. Now, let's talk about some hot stocks. Are you guys watching BVTK? One of the hottest stocks in the universe. One of the hottest stocks in the world. BVTK. Wow. Brought to us by Thomas Janik. It was up 900% yesterday. That's right, 900% yesterday. Now up another 180% today? This is the gift that keeps on giving, people. And what do when we see winning? We gotta give recognition, because recognition is due. What do we do when we give recognition, people? Now, please, guys, mute your microphones, mute your volume. We don't want you crashing off the road. We want you to be able to keep your eyes on the road, okay? when there's recognition, and recognition is earned, we give recognition. We love to give recognition here on Rich TV. So here it is. Are you ready? You ready? You might want to mute your microphone. It can get pretty loud up in here. Yeah, that's right. That's the sound of winning. When we find winners, if you're new to Rich TV Live, when we find winners, we have that sound. BVTK, you're a winner, my friend. And you know what happens when we have winner? It's true. Chicken dinner for everybody all around the world. Chicken dinner for everyone. BVTK. It's a winner. We love the winners. What happens when OWCP goes up? CNBX is usually not far behind. Let's take a look at OWCP. Take a look at HEVI, guys. Up 34% at 2 cents. Traded 1.3 million shares. Let's take a look at CNBX. CNBX. Now, if there's any after-hours movers, guys, let me know. We are watching the market like a hawk, and we want to know if there's anything that's moving after market, okay? So take a look at CNBX. When OWCP goes up, CNBX usually follows. Today it's down 14%. Let's watch this carefully. I expect this could move tomorrow. Or it might come down a little bit more because it's really high. But when OWCP jumps, CNBX usually jumps. A pharmaceutical, medical marijuana stock. Very similar to OWCP. A pharmaceutical, medical marijuana stock. This one's up 77% today. Usually when this one goes up, the other one follows. I'd expect something similar here. Keep your eye on it. Look at all the winners, people. Is there anything that I have missed? So you guys keep asking me a question. Rich, if you're going to put your money in one MJ stock in the Fab 15, which one would it be? Well, I would actually buy HMMJ because it encompasses all of the Fabulous 15. That would be the one that I would buy. That's the one that I like, HMMJ. Because if you buy HMMJ, you buy all the Fab 15. So I really like that one. So that's the answer to that question. Which one would you buy if you had to choose one? However, I don't want to choose one. I want to choose more than one. So what are my Fab 5, you ask? Well, my Fab 5 are HMMJ, ACB in Canada, ACBFF in America, Afira Inc., APHQF in America, APH in Canada, Afira Inc., APH, ACB, OGI, Organogram, OGRMF in America, MJN, the Kronos Group, PRMCF in America. And who else? We got HMMJ. We got OGI, OGRMF. We got MJN, PRMCF. We got APH, APHQF. And who am I missing? Who am I missing? Canopy Growth Corp. TWMJF, WEED in Canada. But Canopy Growth Corp, honestly, I would stay away from them right now because I'm not as impressed with them right now. I'm just not. Their revenue stream just isn't that great. They're not making money. The CEO just sold $3.5 million worth of stock. I'm not a huge fan of that company right now, myself. So I would not put them in my Fab 5 this second. If I had to add another one instead of that one right now, it probably would be EMC, EMMBF, Emblem Corp. I really like that company. I think it has huge potential. I think it's a monster. So that's kind of my answer to the ones that I like the most in the Fab 15. If I had to break it down to a Fab 5, if I had to pick one, I would pick HMMJ because it encompasses the entire Fab 15. Okay, guys? Hopefully that answers your question. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the show. We're after markets right now, guys. What is moving after markets? Is there anything bouncing? Is there anything bouncing? Let's watch. I want to know, is there anything bouncing? After market, what is on fire after market, people? Anything? What is on fire after market? Does anybody see anything moving after market that I gotta be looking at? That I gotta be watching? I want to know what is moving after market, people. What should I be watching? DRYS. Let's take a look. You are a scholar, Thomas Janik. DRYS was up 24% today, guys, in the shipping industry. Watch them after market. Thomas Janik is saying they're climbing after market. Add DRYS, a shipping company, to your watch list. Put it on full alert. DRYS is climbing after market. What else is climbing after market, guys? TOPS. Let's take a look. TOPS, Tops, was up 22% after market. It's at 61 cents. Another company in the shipping industry. Put it on your radar. Put it on your watch list, guys. They are climbing after market. All right, is there anything else that I need to be watching, people, that is climbing after market? Is there anything else that is climbing after market that I need to know about, that I need to bring to the people? CNTF. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at level 2 on Investors Hub. The greatest show on earth. We're going to break you in. Don't worry, we're going to break you in on Facebook too. We're looking after market. We are live on YouTube, the greatest streaming platform in the universe. We love you, YouTube. Without you, YouTube, none of this is possible. CNTF, climbing after market. Look at this, people. $279. So CNTF was up 45% today at $279, and we're being told right now from our community that CNTF is climbing after market. INMG. Let's take a look at that one. Wow. INMG was up 237% today. INMG was up 237%. Are you kidding me? All right, people. What else? What else are we missing? What else is happening in the marketplace? What else is happening in the marketplace that we haven't found yet that is on fire? INMG, Innovative Media Group, up 237%. That's winning. Like I said to you guys, if you're not winning, you're not watching. It's true. We are identifying winners every single day, and we will continue to. Is there anything else up after market that I need to bring to my attention? What else is moving after market, people? What could be happening after market? What do we need to determine after market? Is there anything trading up after market? What is going on with OWCP? If anybody sees any stocks that are up after market, please bring them to my attention. I want to know. I want to see. I want to bring them to the people's attention. You, the people at home, you guys want to know what is happening after market. So let's leave you with this, okay? DRYS, some of the hottest stocks in the world today. CNTF up 45%. NOVN up 21%. OWCP up 77%. Add them to your watch list, put them on your radar. NAK up 31%. And BVTK up 180%. And still climbing, based on what I'm hearing from the room here, DRYS, still climbing after hours. Dry ships up 24% and climbing after hours, guys. Put DRYS, TOPS on your radar, put on your watch list. Also add NVIC, put it on your radar, put on your watch list. These are all climbing after hours, guys. Also add INMG, also climbing after hours, and CNTF, also climbing after hours, guys. They are all on fire. Put them on your watch list. Put them on your radar. This is Rich from Rich TV Live, signing off on Facebook. Thanks for watching, everybody. Now, if you're on YouTube, you guys are special. I love you, YouTube. The greatest streaming platform on the universe. Without you, YouTube, none of this is possible. And I'm pretty sure we probably broke a record today. Because we were sitting on 599 subscribers. Did we get one subscriber during the show? What do you guys think? We're still at 599 subscribers. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for, people? What are you guys waiting for? Make sure you subscribe. If you like the video today, hit that like button. Visit Rich TV Live. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that like down below and comment on the show. Because all I do is bring you winners. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. It was an educational one. Talking about halts. Come on, Canada. Come on, IROC. Stop halting our stocks. We want to make some money. Onwards and upwards. Follow the green. Don't buy the dips. That's for dipshits. We invest in winners here on Rich TV Live. Follow the winners. Don't chase losers. Only losers chase losers. Over here, we follow the winners. It's true. It's true. I know. Alright, guys. I love you all. Without you guys, none of this is possible. Okay, so NVIC is not climbing after hours, guys. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. DRYS is climbing after hours. And watch TOPS All the shipping stocks usually go up together and go down together. Right now they're moving, and they move quickly. Could be a nice little quick move there for you. Put them on your radar. Put them on your watch list. Oh my goodness. I love you guys. You guys are a lot of fun. You know what? I actually had some other news to announce to you guys that I didn't bring to your attention. So what we're going to do, I'm going to live stream this on YouTube. Blackberry. Did you guys hear about Blackberry today? Some of us call it Crackberry. So we're going to live stream this because I think this is very valuable news and very valuable information. So Blackberry, what happened to Blackberry today? Does anybody know what happened to Blackberry today? Some big news happened to Blackberry today. So let's just pull this up. So Blackberry today decided that they should explode. Now, why did the stock explode today? And I believe they were up 17% today, which is pretty good. So why did Blackberry go up 17% today? What is the reason why Blackberry went up 17% today? Does anybody know? Does anybody know why Blackberry went up 17% today? Can anybody think about why Blackberry would have gone up 17% today? Well, here's the news. Qualcomm Inc. said Wednesday that it does not agree with the $814 million Blackberry BBRK. Let's pull it up. Oh, BBRY, sorry. BBRY. BBRY. Okay, Blackberry. So Blackberry, it's funny because a friend of mine told me to buy Blackberry a while ago, and he's a real estate agent. And Shine, if you're watching, buddy, you are a scholar, my friend, because you called this. My friend Shine told me he liked Blackberry, and I hope he bought some because Blackberry's up 16% right now. After hours, it's up 0.86. So Blackberry right now is moving on news that, which is some big news, that Qualcomm has to pay them $814 million because they won an award in arbitration, which is binding. So they can't get out of this $814 million. So obviously Qualcomm is not happy about this. But whether they like it or not, whether they're happy or not, the reality is this is the news. Because of this news, Qualcomm Inc. said Wednesday it does not agree with the $814 million arbitration award granted to Blackberry Corp, BPRY, whose stock is up 16%, in a contract dispute. However, it is binding and not appealable. So they're in a contract dispute. They got to pay $814 million, and they can't even appeal this. How crazy is that? So they are not able to appeal it, and they need to pay Blackberry $814 million, which has allowed Blackberry stock, Crackberry stock, to jump today. And it's up 16% and climbing already after hours another 0.86%. So just under 1% after hours. So this has been huge news for Blackberry. And if you guys are owners of Blackberry, this is good news for Blackberry. And it's really helped the stock. Now, real quickly, let's just take a look at DRYS after hours. Look at this, guys. DRYS was up 24% during the day today and up 3% after hours. So put it on your watch list, put it on your radar. It's a big winner. Let's take a look at TOPS, TOPS. See if they're moving after hours. Well, no movement after hours for TOPS, but they were up 22% today. So put TOPS, TOPS on your watch list, put it on your radar. Let's see if OWCP had any movement after hours. Okay, no movement with OWCP after hours. Let's see if NAK has any movement after hours. Northern Dynasty Minerals. Okay, guys, so NAK finished up 31% today at $1.82. They are already up to $1.84 after hours, guys. Expect NAK to continue to climb tomorrow. That was huge news. I know one of our buddies, one of our subscribers, Sabino in Winnipeg, I'm going to give you a shout out. He thinks they can go to $5, guys. So watch NAK. They're at $1.82. There's huge potential there, okay, guys? We're signing off on Facebook. Thank you very much. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Have a great day on Facebook, everybody. But on YouTube, the greatest streaming platform in the universe, we're not leaving just yet. We ain't gonna leave just like that. Because... Are you listening? We're bringing you winners. And if you ain't winning, you ain't watching. Who's watching? Did you learn something today? Was our episode educational? Did I teach you guys about trading halts? Did you learn something new? I hope you did. Make sure you like and subscribe. You continue watching and you continue winning. Here's one of the winners today. Northern Dynasty Minerals. Here's another one of our winners. I'll leave it with you guys. OWCP up 78%. You know what? Let's just leave it with one more winner. How about this one? Up 170% BVTK in the underworld. My goodness. What do we do when we find winners, people? You know what we do. It's true. We give recognition, because recognition is due. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for your input today. Thank you for all of your winners. Without you guys, none of this is possible. I love you all. You are a scholar, Thomas Janik. He's saying watch TOPS. Put it on your radar for tomorrow. We'll be watching. Will you? Peace in the Middle East and everywhere else in the world. We love you all.